Welcome to the deep dive. If you're a practitioner or just a deeply curious person in the health world, you probably know this feeling. It's this specific kind of frustration. It's when you've done everything right. I mean, you've followed the protocols, you've tracked all the metrics, you've invested in the testing, and still nothing really changes.
The needle just doesn't move.
Yes.
And that structure that was supposed to free you just becomes this endless job.
Exactly. This feeling of being stuck in, like, a permanent control mode it's everywhere.
It really is. And that's where we're doing this deep dive into the work of Mark Carlson. He's a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner in FDN-P.
And his framework is called Health Under Control, or HUC for short.
That's right. And we're going to unpack one of his core ideas today, something he calls the 5 stages of health, from control to allowing.
And for our audience of, skeptical but informed people, the mission here is to really understand what is a fundamental shift in perspective.
It's a complete reversal, really. The core insight from HUC is that health isn't something you build by constantly adding more things.
More supplements, more protocols, more experts.
Exactly. Instead, health is what's revealed when you start removing things, when you uncover these hidden blocks that are preventing your body from doing what it already knows how to do.
The body isn't broken.
It was never broken. It's just responding perfectly to the conditions you've put it in.
Yeah.
So the work is about restoring the system, not trying to override it.
Okay, so to really get this, we have to start where he started, with his own experience, which really defines the early stages of this control model.
Yes. Before he was ever diagnosed with Crohn's disease, his life was run by something he calls the parking lot calculation.
This detail is it's so vivid, it perfectly illustrates what he means by stage 1 expertise.
Right. He wasn't just sick. He was, meticulously cataloging his own sickness. He became an expert in his own dysfunction.
Tracking bathroom trips, avoiding food before 4 p.m., calculating these pain cycles. He could actually predict when an inflammatory wave was coming.
Think about that. He would drive to the emergency room, sit in the parking lot, curl up in his car.
And calculate.
And literally calculate the severity of the pain to decide if he actually needed to walk through the doors. That's not just survival. That's hypervigilant, real-time data collection.
Which is the perfect definition of stage 1 symptom management.
It is. In this stage, health just means not feeling bad, pure survival. And the hidden block, the thing you can't see, is the belief that the symptom is the problem.
When it's really just the signal.
It's just a signal.
Yeah.
And you can't ask someone in that stage to think about root causes, right? They need immediate relief.
You have to get them out of the ER parking lot, so to speak, before they can do any deeper work.
Exactly. And the thing that got him out of that chaotic stage was a diagnosis, Crohn's disease.
And that diagnosis ushered him right into stage 2, diagnosis and dependence.
Yeah, and you can imagine the relief. I mean, suddenly there's validation.
Right. I'm not crazy. I wasn't imagining this. There's a name for the fight.
Precisely. A diagnosis gives you language, it gives you a community, an initial path for treatment, and at first that feels like huge progress.
But that relief, it became its own kind of trap.
It did. The medication helped quiet the symptoms, but the model he was given, treat the disease, suppress the symptom, listen to the specialist, it was incomplete.
It wasn't designed to create real, robust health.
No. And this leads to this pivotal moment, the moment that really clarifies the whole HUC framework.
This is when he brought all his data to that specialist.
A year's worth. A full year of meticulously logged personal data. Food logs, pain cycles, elimination diets, everything. He was hoping for this collaborative, personalized discussion.
He was bringing the most intimate data possible about his own body.
And the specialist, he glanced at it, just a quick glance.
And what did he say?
The quote that he says still echoes for him was, "That has nothing to do with it."
Wow. I mean, if your work is rooted in personalized health, that is just a shattering moment.
It's the ultimate cognitive dissonance. It shows you the absolute limit of a model that can name a disease but can't use the patient's own lived experience.
And that is the hidden block of stage 2 in action.
Yes. Outsourcing authority. It's the belief that someone else, the expert, the protocol, has the answer. And your only job is to comply.
The diagnosis becomes a cage if it makes you stop asking your own questions.
It completely replaces inquiry with compliance.
So, for the practitioners listening, when a client comes to you with a long list of diagnoses, a history of failed protocols, their agency is just shot.
Completely.
Correct.
And your job is to restore it. You have to take that data that was dismissed and show them how it matters.
You show them how their personal triggers actually map onto real physiological markers.
Exactly. You're not there to replace the specialist. You're there to restore the client's role as the primary instrument in their own healing.
Yeah.
You prove to them that their input matters more than any textbook definition.
And restoring that agency is the slingshot into the next stage.
Yes, into stage 3. Functional rebuilding. This is where the HUC methodology was really forged in that gap left by conventional medicine.
You're moving away from managing a disease, and you start stabilizing the whole terrain.
Stage 3 is the era of advanced measurement. This is often the most intoxicating phase for the high-performing, curious type of person.
Right. This is the deep dive into metrics. Analyzing gut dysbiosis with a GI map. Measuring stress resilience with heart rate variability.
Assessing metabolic flexibility, all of it.
You mentioned BOLT scores in the source material. For listeners who might know HRV and GI map but haven't run into that one, what exactly is a BOLT score?
So the BOLT score, it stands for Body Oxygen Level Test, and it's a measure of your tolerance to carbon dioxide, to CO2.
Okay.
A lot of us think we need to breathe more deeply to get more oxygen. But the BOLT score actually tests how long you can comfortably hold your breath after a normal exhalation.
I see. So a low score means you're really sensitive to CO2.
Exactly. It means your body is constantly telling you to breathe faster, which keeps your nervous system in a state of hypervigilance. It's a direct, measurable way to see how tightly wound the system is.
Ah. And measuring these things, BOLT scores, HRV, all the lab work, it works. This stage brings incredible success. Inflammation goes down, energy comes back, the system stabilizes.
It absolutely does. It
Yeah.
feels like you finally have real control.
And because it works so well, that becomes the new addiction.
That is the sophisticated cage. The hidden block of stage 3 is the belief that if I just measure enough, if I optimize hard enough, I'll fix this.
It's like you're just trading one kind of dependence for another, right?
That's the perfect way to put it. You trade pill dependence for supplement dependence, doctor visits for compulsive lab panels, and new biohacking toys.
You are healthier, no question. But you're not free. You're a prisoner to the very structure that saved you.
Yeah. The protocols that felt so liberating now feel mechanical, routine. The testing never stops. And for practitioners, this is where clients can spend years. You have to watch for that protocol stacking without any real discernment.
They're terrified of simplifying because that control has become their identity.
Right. And the system is stable, but the joy is gone. That exhaustion, that quiet boredom with the routine, that's actually stage 4 knocking on the door.
So the shift into stage 4, self-guided clarity is subtle. It's not some huge breakthrough.
Not at all. It's a quiet shift in the kind of questions you ask yourself.
And you noted this in the source material. Instead of asking, what else should I try? The person starts asking,
What can I stop?
yes, that's a huge shift.
It's the clearest sign. Internally, fear is being replaced by curiosity.
Yeah.
You might still do a test, but it's not out of fear of a crash. It's just to confirm what you already feel.
Health starts to feel like the presence of trust, not just the absence of pain.
That's it. And the hidden block here is really sneaky. It's the belief that the goal is still to improve, to reach some external idea of perfection.
When the real goal of stage 4 is coherence, it's integration, just letting the system work together.
You realize the chase for optimal is an infinite game, but the feeling of being integrated, of being whole, is available right now.
So practitioners with clients here need to stop giving them new frameworks.
They need to stop prescribing and start offering reflection, giving them permission to trust the deep wisdom they've spent years building. You're not building more scaffolding. You're helping them dissolve it.
And dissolving that scaffolding, that brings us to the final reversal. Stage 5, allowing.
This stage is all about what emerges when you finally stop interrupting the system, when you get out of its way.
And it's so important to say this is not about being passive.
No, not at all. It requires immense presence. The author uses these beautiful examples. Your posture naturally aligns when you stop trying to force it into place. Your breath deepens when you start consciously managing it.
It's the end of interference.
It is. And the final hidden block is maybe the hardest one to let go of.
Which is?
The deep, deep belief that the body needs help to be trusted. Stage 5 is the final recognition that the body was never broken. It was just responding perfectly to the conditions it was in, the stress, the diet, the trauma.
So health isn't found, it's
Yeah.
remembered.
It's remembered, but only when the system no longer feels that constant interruption of our controlling mind. It's not about finding a missing piece. It's realizing all the pieces were there all along.
This whole progression is such a useful map for anyone on this journey.
Okay.
But you have to stress, the source material is clear that this path is not linear at all.
That's a critical point. It is
Yeah.
absolutely nonlinear. You could be in stage 5, a place of total allowing with your food. You eat intuitively. You trust your body completely.
But you might still be stuck back in stage 2 with your sleep, totally dependent on a device or a protocol.
Right. Or stage 3 with your exercise. The pattern repeats itself across all these different domains of health. And we can get stuck, mistaking a necessary stage for a permanent identity we have to carry.
So if we pull all this together, for you listening, the primary question just radically changes.
Completely. You stop asking, what's wrong with this system? What piece is missing?
And you start asking, what's blocking the system from self-correcting? What layer of control can I remove?
That pivot from focusing on what's wrong to restoring the terrain by removing blocks. That is the absolute heart of the health under control approach.
It respects the need for measurement and protocols, but it understands their limits.
The ultimate insight here is that control doesn't create health. Control just buys you the quiet. It buys you the stability you need to finally be able to listen to what your body was saying the whole time.
So the real shift from stage 3 to 4 and then to 5 isn't a new technique.
It's permission. It's giving yourself permission to stop resisting the very feedback you spent years learning how to decode.
It's a pretty profound thought, isn't it? That so many of us, especially the really diligent, curious types, live stuck in those middle stages, stage 2 and 3.
We get addicted to the structure.
We do. Addicted to the optimization because even though it's exhausting, it feels so much safer than the trust that stage 4 and 5 require. So for you listening, consider where in your own journey or in your practice you might be mistaking a necessary functional stage for a permanent identity.
If you want to dive deeper into this HUC framework and read Mark Carlson's detailed essays on these stages, you can find all of those resources at healthundercontrol.com.
And for any services that put these principles directly into practice, focusing on removing blocks, not adding more complexity, you can visit unblocked.health.